my good and dear people. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that is probably going to trigger you, may shock you, or generally you might not even want to believe it. But before we get into all that, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you are, happy with the content I create. Believe that it brings some value to your life. Now, a little while ago, I did a video called Society Has Made You a Slave and How to Use the Power of Hypnosis to Free Yourself. Now, that one did very, very well because it wasn't, obviously it's kind of catchy, right? You're being a slave. Society has already done this to you. But one of the components I spoke of, I believe in that video, was the school system. You see, the school system, they tell you, is designed to what they say, get you an education, help make your dreams come true. If you follow the path they lay out for you, then you're going to be a success in life. Are you a success? Did following the path that they told you lead to the success and happiness that they promised? Do you know your friends that went that path? Did that happen to them too? I bet your resounding answer across all of it is no. You see, the school system is designed very specifically for one purpose and one purpose only. It is to create obedient workers for society. That's what it's for. If you think about what the school system is all about, I'm not talking about the actual, stuff inside the classroom that you're supposed to learn. You see, that's only secondary thing. The more important thing is the more subtle, teaching that is going on. You see, when you go to school, this is what happens. You must show up at a specific time. You must sit in your assigned seat if there are assigned seats, which there usually are in a lot of places. You must be quiet and wait for the teacher to, get started. And once the teacher begins to talk, you need to basically shut up and listen. You need to do the work assigned to you, and the better you do at it, the more higher letter grade you receive. And if you do this year after year after year after year after year, and think about those things for a minute. Every single one of those is basically a job. In a job, you're supposed to show up on time. You're supposed to do the work assigned to you. You're supposed to do the best job you possibly can to the work assigned to you, whether you want to or not. And you're also supposed to leave at a specific time. Classes also end at a specific time. The bell rings, right? You leave. And you're supposed to do this day after day after day, year after year after year, and all this stuff. And in a classroom setting, whenever you want to actually express yourself, like truly express yourself, you're told to be quiet. You're told to focus on the task at hand. You're told to, just concentrate on your work. See, in a job setting, they don't like you to express yourself either. If you express yourself, they tell you to stop causing problems. They may write you up, and they tell you to get back to the work at hand. The work you were assigned to do. And you see, when you're training children to basically do these things over and over and over and over and over and over again, they're of course going to take it into life with them, which is the reason that they are built for jobs, because it is, the most important things in life aren't taught in school. The most important things in life, number one, is to believe in yourself. Where the hell in school do they teach that? Really? I never came across it. I went to college too, I still didn't come across it. You see, they do not teach the most important stuff in life. Believe in yourself. How to balance your own finances. They don't teach that either. How to, be successful at relationships, both intimate and, personal relationships. They don't really teach that either. Health, the big fundamentals are health, wealth, and relationships. They don't teach you how to become rich. They don't teach you how to be healthy, because if you want to be healthy, honestly, you need to stop eating most of the, food that's out there, because it's poison, which of course would cost businesses a lot of money. They don't want that. And relationships, the relationship things I was talked about in the Society Has Made You a Slave, you're bombarded day in day out with images that are contrary to basically how to make relationships work. The way society is set up right now is to make all men weak and all women strong. Except for, that's all well and good if it actually worked that way, because you're born as a human, you're programmed as a human. If an animal is born, and like a wolf is born, he doesn't come out spouting philosophy. That just doesn't happen. And even if somehow he became the Einstein of the wolf pack, he still is a wolf. It doesn't change the fundamental fact of what somebody is. So if you try and radically alter certain like roles, not societal roles, but actual basically species roles, it actually creates an imbalance and creates suffering. And I can tell you from personal experience, living the way that they tell you to live, being super passive, being always concerned about other people's feelings and all this stuff, it doesn't lead to success. It leads to suffering, because when you're always concerned about other people or what other people think, then you're at the mercy of those people. You're at the mercy of their moods. So, all of this is freaking designed to keep you in your place, because a mental prison is far more powerful than a real prison, like a physical prison. Because a physical prison you can eventually learn to break out of. A mental prison, you don't even see the bars around you. So that's much more powerful. But getting back to the school thing again, is that you see, you take all those years of school, you go to college afterwards, and you take even more years of school. You saddle yourself with massive amounts of debt, and they keep telling you, you get the degree, and you're gonna have a job, and you're gonna lead to success, and blah blah blah. So many people realize after the fact that that degree does not just hand you a job, and even if it gives you a job, it's not a job you may particularly want to be do for the rest of your life. You may suddenly realize, you went from one, part-time job in college or full-time job in high school or whatever, and basically you got basically the same thing at a higher pay rate. You still got a boss that treats you like shit. You still got people demanding the world from you who aren't willing to give you a shred of anything, including dignity. And it just starts it all over again. And now you got massive amounts of debt on top of that. Now, the world does need doctors, lawyers, scientists, all that stuff, and you do need schooling for quite a bit of those professions, but it is not for everyone. Actually, it's not for most people, but that's what they tell you to do. Now, I have a degree sitting on the wall over there for accounting, and I believe that it would just hand me a job, and it was total nonsense. Afterwards, even when I went back to try and upgrade my degree, towards something a lot bigger, I they even told me at the university is like, yeah, it's like even if you get a master's degree, it doesn't guarantee you a job, and we know all about the catch-22 situation. They don't want to give experience, and no one wants to take a chance, so they don't want to give experience. So they basically want everyone to be perfect, workers out the door, but you can't have experience if no one gives you experience. So you're basically screwed with even more debt on you. So, they even admitted that there was a problem, and they don't really know what to do about it other than using. They try networking. Networking. They don't teach you networking in school either. People are social creatures, and you have to use psychology basically to get what you want. And they don't really teach you that. They may teach you some psychology, but they don't teach you how to apply it in that fashion. So, you know, in all the schooling I did, I learned some stuff, sure. But 1 year on my own, actually wanting to learn some stuff, I learned far more, way more, in a single year on my own than I did in more than 20 years in school. And I use that stuff all the time. The stuff I learned on my own. The stuff in school, once in a super great while, maybe. It's just not worth it. So, you know, right now, many of you probably have kids in school right now. I would advise you to take a serious look at what you're teaching them to be. Because everyone loves their children. Take a serious look on what you're preparing them to be. And if you've already gone through the same patterns, you went to school, you did all that stuff, and look at your life around you and ask yourself, is this truly the best course of action for children to go through the system? Because, I can tell you right now it's not. Unless they're specifically looking to be a doctor, lawyer, architect, some profession that you must have this very specialized learning from a school system in order to do. It's just not really worth it. And who's going to teach your children to believe in themselves? It is sure as hell ain't school. You can bet that one right now. I guarantee you it's not school. Who's going to teach them how to live the life they want to live? They're not going to learn that in no classroom. It ain't going to happen. But if you're sitting here, you're watching a video like this, you can do that. You can introduce them into believing in themselves. You can introduce them into how, stuff like hypnosis, affirmations can radically alter someone's life. You can introduce that. Because school is not going to do that. Because if you believe in yourself, what person believing in themselves, truly believing in themselves, is flipping burgers at Wendy's? Come on. Who? Who's going to stand there and take crap from some boss who's brown nosing, upper management, complaining at everything you do because he's looking for, that slight bit more of a raise or position? There's no freaking way. If you believe in yourself, there's no way you'll tolerate that crap. You'll flip that spatula right back at him and say, do this job yourself, and walk out the door. It won't take much. Believe me, I know. Because once you start believing in yourself, you realize how much you're worth. And when you know how much you're worth, you're not going to allow some fool to tell you you're worthless. You're going to okay, if you think that, go ahead and do the job yourself. That's as simple as this. Take your power back and walk right out the door. And guess what? You'll be so proud of yourself for doing something like that. I know I've been. If you don't like my performance, fine. Do it yourself. Don't like that either? Screw you. I'll just change jobs if that's what it takes. And actually every single time I've always been paid more anyway. And then, doing things on my own. So, think about what school is. School is a factory for workers teaching you how to obey the system. That's what it's meant to do. It's not meant to give you your dreams. It's not meant to, get you that white picket fence and the family and the happy home with the dog running around the yard. Come on, give me a break. It's not meant to do any of those things. That's just the labeling. That's the marketing. The reality is not that at all. Because even if you got the white picket fence, even if you got, the dog running around the yard, even if you got the family, tell you what, the stuff you have to basically, if you're conditioned to go through to get to that point, you're not going to be happy anyway. Because happiness is an internal job. Happiness is about honest self-expression and purpose. A purpose you believe in. Not a purpose filing, 1029 forms for so-and-so boss who, doesn't give two hoots about you in the first place, scraping for that next paycheck to pay an oversized mortgage so that banks make even more money. That ain't no purpose. A purpose is something you be proud of, believe in, something that you go in every day and you're like, I did the right thing. I did exactly what I was meant to do. I feel good about what I do on a day in, day out basis. And not like, oh no, it's Monday. Oh God, I gotta get up and go to work. See, if that's the case, you're obviously not living, your purpose. It just doesn't feel that way. So, food for thought. Just be aware of your surroundings, and I will talk to you on the next video.